Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good everything, and welcome to another day of radiance. You know? Alright. So, we have a message for today. Um, so let's get to it, right? Let's take a small bath, huh? Let's clean it up. Whatever we're bringing from the moments before pressing play to this video, let's clean it up and let's start fresh and let's be here and now, okay? Take a deep breath. So I have you here. Perfect. So for today, this beautiful day of the Sagittarius season that we have a poem that is titled New Visions, okay? And it's from a poem called, named, titled Freedom Yet to Find, okay? And it goes like this. What is known, it's always knocking. You do not have to answer. Fling open the back door to the yes of unspeakable light and boundless time. The invitation ever exists if there is a hint, whiff, touch, whisper of freedom left to find. Ready your ship, let the winds blow, refuse the map of discovered worlds, let love be your compass, and set sail. The invitation says to read the poem slowly and out loud. So let's read it again, okay? What is known is always knocking. You do not have to answer. Fling open the back door to the yes of unspeakable light and boundless time. The invitation ever exists if there is a hint, a whiff, touch, whisper of freedom left to find. Okay? Ready your ship, let the wind blow. Refuse the map of discovered worlds. Let love be your compass and set sail. Okay, so what I interpret from this poem, it's this idea of finding freedom in the unknown, in the unexpected, in the new ways, you know, creating our freedom by choosing a different path, choosing a new path, you know, taking another exit than the one that we're used to, opening the door of something that is completely new to us and it's not like it's not what we expect to do, you know, on our everyday. It talks about how to find this freedom, it's important to follow our guts, you know, follow what we feel, follow what we think that it's correct and what we think that it's right to go from, you know. Um, it's like it talks about patterns and how to free ourselves from all the patterns that we have from our past, from our life, from our experiences. And when we think we know the way, you know, because someone else did it, because that's how someone else you know, made their choices and decisions. It's not a cookbook. It's not that if we want to achieve the same thing or like achieve this feeling of freedom, we have to do what other people did in the past, but discovering our own way. That's why we are individuals, and that's why we each have different tools, different experiences, and and different momentums, you know? And those momentums and that present and those opportunities are unique to each one of us. And we're gathering all this information in one box, that it's our box. And that is gonna translate into a different present, we know? So it's talking about breaking old patterns, not listening to what everybody has to say, the ways that we're expected to follow and we're supposed to do, and just trust our guts and go for it. I feel like the difference between like what we know that we have to do and where we want to be lives in the actions that we take, and if we go for it, basically. If we decide, if we have a great idea, if we have a great touch, if we have like this great intuition about something, we just have to go for it and find out. And if we decide that it's not the time, or we don't, mm, like those moments that maybe we get frustrated because we see an opportunity passing by, and we didn't take it, and then we feel guilt because we missed that, and we think how our life will be if we have. That's no use. And if only that could be the fuel for next time that this feeling knocks on our back door, and we decide, okay, let's open this door and see what's up. You know, if something is meant to be for you, if something is meant to be for us, it's gonna find their way to us, you know. And if it's not today because we missed it, because we didn't, um, if we didn't want to, if we didn't want to do it, or we just felt scared about it, or we decided to stay in our comfort zone, it's okay, because if it's meant to you, it's gonna come back. I feel like it's gonna come back until we open that door and we let that idea, feeling, intuition, with, you know, get into our lives and become our reality. And we set sail to the huge ocean and find our journey, find our adventure, find our own island that we can arrive to. And always, 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 always be kind, you know? The other day I saw this video online of, I don't remember this guy's name, but he was talking to Drew Barrymore, and he was like, imagine if we had, like, with the day that you're born, your task, your chore for life is to take care of one person, and that person is yourself. Imagine how we would act if we would be our guardians, our own parents, our own tutors, and we will have to make the decisions for us, you know? Because if we are able to get on another perspective and see ourselves from here and from here, the decisions are going to be kind of easier to take, because we're going to be thinking more rational and more like what does my baby need, you know? What does my human need today? What is good for my human? What should I do? How should I feed it? How much water my human needs to drink? Does my human needs to go to sleep and put out their phone, and turn off the TV and turn off the noises and sounds? Does my human need that? Yes. Okay, let's do it. So I always say, for me, it's always easier to work on a project that it's not mine rather than my own creative projects, because I feel that pressure that someone else is counting on me, but I don't feel that pressure necessarily with me, because I am, that boss for myself, that it's like, oh, okay, take a vacation, that's okay, and but like other bosses from other projects that are not ourselves, they will not tell you like, oh, that's okay, let's take a break, you're doing amazing, get back next month. They're like, yo, we need this and you have to to deliver. And but we get into that pressure of we want to give our best to the others, but when it comes to us, why is it so hard, you know? So one way it will be for me to step into this position of my parents, my tutor, my responsible adult, to my inner child, and nurture it and take care of it and encourage it, and push it for the next great thing. Or or the other one that I will do sometimes, it's to pay me, to pay myself, and to be like, I'll grab this little money and be like, okay, for this next chore that you have to do, or task, or whatever you want to do for yourself, the price is this, and if you do it by this day, you're gonna receive this money. So I will like save that money on a toy that I have like on my back, and I will like give this money to him and be like, okay, if I score this chore, if I if I make it, this money is for me by Monday, and I get to use it however I want. I can put it back to my piggy bank, or I can spend it on something that it's like a salary. Spend it on something that I want. Spending on something that I enjoy, and by that, it's like hiring myself for real, kind of, and taking that responsibility of an external person that is counting on me and it's waiting for my delivery. And so I don't know, like, why am I talking about this from the poem, but it came to me, and I don't know. Let's do it. This is my channel. I can do whatever I want, guys. And I'm not pressing stop. Like, this is recorded. This is kind of live, and I get used to it. So today we're gonna read. We read this poem, and we're gonna draw one card from my tarot, and we're gonna relate it to it and see what information comes down and what I can share with you. And yes, I hope you're having a wonderful Sunday or whatever day of the week you're watching this video. I hope you are thinking about your patterns and your old habits that you want to leave behind, and what does your back door mean to you, and who's knocking on that back door, like silently, like, hey, I'm here, I'm still here, like, hey, hello, it always come back. So who is that guest that we have on the back door, saying like, hey, like, please try this, like, hey, let's do this, hey, this is a new idea, this is a new something, I know, but it's like a seller that it's outside trying to pitch a product. Just go for it, because that person, that guy, that guest has an amazing idea, a millionaire idea, a wonderful idea for you, and it's just waiting for you to start using the back door and not the door and the ways that you're always like that you are always used to. We are always used to. I say you like I'm like so like ahead from that. Like this is a mirror, you guys. You know, this is a mirror. I'm literally looking in front of my camera. I'm like a mirror, and I'm speaking to myself and to you and to us. And yes, remember, this is the army of angels. You know, this is the army of soldiers for life, for love. We are here to make our lives much better because that's what we have to focus on. Because if our life is better, the life of the people that we encounter and that we bump into, you know, that we have on our sides is gonna get better because the person who is next to them is enjoying their life, you know, and the person who is next to them or to us is showing us like a great way of seeing life, you know, by self nurturing, by self love, by taking care of ourselves, by choosing for ourselves. So that's gonna be um, an invitation to the other people to think, oh, maybe I should choose for myself. Maybe I should choose myself first and take care of myself first to be well with myself. Therefore, I'm gonna be lovely to my to my to my people, you know. But you know, when you have a bad day because whatever happened to you and you're like on your head and you're like, you know, like tumbling around and everything, the people that you bump into are gonna be like, oh my god, like that energy is so much, you know, or and that it translates, that expands. Energy is so contagious, you guys. So if you're gonna spread some kind of energy waves, please let them be the loved ones and the light ones and the golden ones and all the colors of the rainbow, and be organic, you know, like organic. We want organic waves, we want like fluid waves, we want harmony, we want love, we want the goodies, baby. And for that we have to give it to ourselves so we can give it to other people. Like RuPaul said, if you can't love yourself, how in the are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen up in here? Now let the music play. Okay, to the moon. Please, Tarot, dear Tarot, my beautiful baby, can I get one card and one card only that matches what we're talking about today in this video with my friends, my angel friends, and yes, whatever you want, we'll take it, we'll appreciate it, and whatever you want to say, whatever you have to say, we'll gonna take it. Ooh. We guys are literally angels. We are the guardians of the heavens. We are the kings of swords. The king of espadas. We we are the lord of the winds and breezes. You guys, we're talking about that. We're talking about let the wind blow. You know, let us let love be our compass. You know, set sail. I love this. We are the, you know, we are the kings of communication because this is what we're doing. This is what we're learning. We're grabbing new ideas and trying to share with whoever is on our sides and bring light and elevate ourselves. You know, we have a beautiful compass here, this beautiful star, wing it, you know. This is love, this is being aligned, this is going forward, this is a temple, you know, this is a blessing, you guys. We have a beautiful horse, we have this guy with his sword, winged. My god, this is the guy that has it, like communication, thoughts, rational, you know. Let's be steady. Oh, this is the knight, this is not the king. Okay, let me see. Knight of Swords. I see it right here. what we have here is Lord of the winds and breezes, fiery part of air, you know, fiery part of air, Sagittarius now. A winged warrior is mounted upon a beautiful steed. The warrior's crest bears a six-pointed star and he holds a drawn sword. The star-winged crest is similar to those on the heads of the twins, Castor and Pollux, Castor and Polydeuces, the Dioscuri, Gemini, which the Knight of Swords partly rules. Beneath the horse's feet are dark, driving stratus clouds. Because we're going like we're like kind of like running and flying on unknown waters, and unknown clouds, unknown paths. But we're not going with fear. We're not drowning on this muddy water. We're not drowning on this, like unknown clouds. We're there with our stallion, and the stallion it's okay. He's like about to head down to eat some grass. And this guy is like, hey, I have my sword, I have my wings, I have a star that is like lighting my way, and this star also has wings. So we are angels and angels, angels upon angels. Meanings: active, clever, delicate, subtle, brave, fierce, courageous, skillful, inclined toward domination. You know? So this guy right here is telling us yes, the unexpected, the unknown is unknown and it's a mystery, but we should not be afraid and we should not move with scarcity and scary thoughts. We should move ahead with wings, with our sword, with the light upon us, and trust, and set sail and let the winds blow us in the direction that we set sail, and let's be brave. Let's be active, let's be fast, let's be clever with our thoughts and with our actions and with our on what we say. Let's align our thoughts and actions in this perfect line, and let's go forward. Let's go forward, and everything is gonna be alright, and everything is gonna be okay. It is scary, yes. It's gonna get messy, maybe. But what do we have? We have a fact. You know, when we go through life, through all the mysteries, through all the unexpected, but we have a fact. And this is something that is kind of like you have to think of it and think of it and think of it until that thought becomes a belief. And that belief becomes a fact. And that fact is I'm gonna be alright. I'm protected. I'm aligned, you know, and and God loves me and the universe loves me and I'm part of the universe and I'm part of God and we've got this. Look at this. Who do we have here? Michael, protect us. Doesn't it look like Michael? Winged, with a sword. Communication. Huh? Ideas, values, trust, confidence, bravery. You've got this. You've got this, and you're always gonna have someone here to talk to listen to, share your ideas, share your thoughts, and expand and expand. This is not a race and this is not a competition. This is a journey, you know? And in this journey, there's not gonna be one winner. Everybody's gonna be a winner when everybody is a winner. And for that To be a winner, we don't have to have losers. We just have to help each other to win, you know? So if you can go out there on your boat, on your sail, on your stallion with your wings, and you get to go, if you get to set sail, you encourage yourself, encourage others, you know, like spread a word of kindness, spread pos- positivity, and also like mind your words, because about we always talk about people who are like bringing us down with their fears and with their limiting thoughts and everything. But we have to be aware that sometimes that person can be ourselves, with ourselves or to others. So sometimes we just have to sip it and let people follow their journey and follow their steps and fail and succeed and fail and succeed and learn. And that's going to be their process. On our part, let's be a kind person. Let's be our guardian. Let's be our angel. Let's be our light. Let's be our star. And let's go for it, you know? And let's live, love, love. Okay? So, with this card, you guys, we've got this. We've got this. And we've been seeing it throughout these days that I've been reading and drawing a card. We always like it's like it's always an aha moment. Yes, this is what we're talking about, and this is where we're going to. So you guys, I love you. To the new subscribers to my channel, welcome here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time to watching my videos and for dropping a comment and for sharing love and for building this net. I feel like I've had so many jobs and so many tasks and so many activities in my life, and I feel like this one that is kind of like secretive. I love it because like you guys are just like arriving to my videos, you guys are just like like getting here and being like, oh yes, and I feel like we're building this beautiful net and network of people who are thinking something similar and sharing and thinking. I feel like the most important part of this is when the video ends. If you get like something on your head for the rest of the day that makes you think and that makes you mm, evolve, for me that's like a huge prize. That's a huge thing that I'm like extremely thankful. And I've been getting private messages from you guys, and that really fills my heart, and I'm so happy for that. you know and this is not a race, this is a journey. And if we win, all of us win. So let's be our best version, and let's encourage others to be their best version. Because when you work on yourself, and you know when you work on yourself, you're working for others, because you're gonna be a great magnet for them. So if we're spreading energies, make sure those energies are clean, boy, and they're like comes from love, you know. I mean, anyways, see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.